Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Captain's Table. I am your host, Captain B-Nard, and the topic of discussion today is going to be Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, a complete review and reaction to the brand new games. And here to discuss that with me, returning to the Captain's Table for the second time, of course, we have the Wi-Fi battle rival, the infamous Joey Fontaine. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be back. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh
Well,
yeah, absolutely. So, today, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about those new Pokemon games, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We're going to pretty much review the games, give our opinions of them, discuss what we liked, what we didn't like, and just kind of the trajectory of Pokemon as a whole. So, yeah, I think that's about it. So, we're going to just jump right into it if you are ready to go. Are you ready, Joey?
yes, I am.
All right, cool. So, um, before I get to the actual games, I would be remiss if I didn't take a second to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about my own history with Pokemon and why the Generation 4 video games, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, kind of have a special place for me in the Pokemon universe. So, um, quick story. I was a Gen 1er back in the day, as we're called now. Obviously, that was when I got into Pokemon. Was during the good old days of Gen 1. I was a huge fan. I watched the TV show. I played the card game, the whole nine yards. Unfortunately, though, I actually never owned a Game Boy, so I could never actually fully play the Pokemon games. So I did borrow Game Boys and Pokemon games from friends and family members of mine, but I only got to play it a little bit. I never actually got to play through the games fully. So yeah, I was still a big fan though. I think I might have mentioned that before in a couple other places, but nonetheless. So then when Pokemon came into Gen 2, I kind of started to fall out of it a little bit. Basically because they were kind of phasing out the old generation in favor of obviously the new generation, and I wasn't a super big fan of Generation 2. I didn't really like how they were phasing Gen 1 out and some of the, directions that they were taking with the franchise, but I still kind of hung in there. I think I hung in there all the way up until the beginning of Gen 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And specifically, and I don't know if you could help me out with this or not, Joey, but do you remember the episode back in the old Pokemon anime where Ash gives his Charizard away? Do you remember that?
Yeah, he actually let it. He didn't give it he didn't give it away. He actually left it
Release.
there to get trained to get better.
Yeah, in the Charizard Valley or whatever, I think. That's what it was.
He came back in the movie. The movie does nothing related. And he came back to save him in the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pokemon 3.
Right. So, right around then was the time that I kind of gave up on Pokemon because I was like, yeah, I was just so excuse me. I'm actually getting
Okay.
over yeah, I'm actually getting over being sick right now, so you might hear some weird noises coming out of me, but don't be alarmed. Anyway,
Don't worry. I can put some noise in the so you don't have. I'm kidding. I'm leaving it.
white noise. Gotcha. So that was right around the time that I kind of called it quits because I was so. One of the big things was that I was really frustrated with Ash as a main character. I think he's the worst main character of any anime series ever. Just to be blunt
Yeah,
with you.
her lucha is no his no run is very bad set.
Well, yeah, not only that, but just this is so. Yeah, all things considered, he's the worst character. So that was when I kind of got out of Pokemon. Was like right in the beginning of Generation 3. I stopped watching the show. I mean, I didn't really get rid of my card collection. I just stopped collecting. I still have them actually somewhere in a drawer. But anyway,
Just going there.
yeah, those things are worth money now. But
Well,
anyway,
Dino, if you want to talk about your Pokemon cards, that's not a video for another time.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about them. I just, yeah, that's definitely a subject for another day. But nonetheless, so that was, and I was kind of like growing out of Pokemon almost, or so I thought at that point in my life. So right in the beginning of Gen 3 was when I kind of quit Pokemon, and I was out for pretty much the entirety of Gen 3, and I came back right in the beginning of Gen 4 with the video games. So I didn't really watch the anime. I watched it like very sparsely. I didn't really collect or play the card game at all anymore, but I played the video games because I got myself a Nintendo DS and I got myself a copy of Pokemon Pearl back in 2008. I think it was the end of 2008 or something like that.
Back
Um,
in those days, I could buy both games. The game was like 40 or something like that,
yes. Yeah, back
and
before
now
they started juicing
it's like
people.
double that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they before they juiced people for Pokemon games, but yeah, so that was when I came back to Pokemon. Pearl was the first Pokemon game that I actually owned myself. Um, so Generation 4 holds a special place in my heart, and I just wanted to preface our critique of this game by saying that is that I'm definitely going to be a little biased toward the positive side of Generation 4 because that's my history with Pokemon and my history with the game. So I just wanted to take a second to let you all know about that and let you know that you might not get the most unbiased of opinions from me because of my history. So, um, but yeah, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. My history and the rest is history. Um, but yeah, that was Generation 4 for me. As it got me back into Pokemon. It got me the first, was the first game I ever actually owned myself. And yeah, so I it was a great time. I know that Generation 4 is one of those generations that um, it kind of has mixed reviews from the fans. Like it's usually not ranked at like toward the bottom of the list. It usually falls somewhere in the middle of the pack, I would say, as a general rule of thumb from the fans. Like some people like it a lot, some people don't like it a lot. Um, so it kind of falls in the middle of the pack of all the generations as far as like fan reviews go, but it definitely falls toward more like the top of the middle or like the bottom of the top for me just because it holds that special place for me in my history with the Pokemon franchise. But I don't know if you want to weigh in, Joey, and tell me how kind of like historically you felt about Generation 4 Diamond and Pearl, like when the original games came out. Like how did you receive them? What did you think of them?
I enjoyed the regular games, but I feel bad for this game. They have underground, but they don't. I don't know. In the old games, we actually had access to battle other people with trainers. Like, they have secret bases, so
Yeah.
you use secret power, and you can
Yes.
create bases. And the old games, you actually can battle around people that has Pokemon at the time. They didn't have that in the updated versions, for some reason.
Yeah.
The secret base where you get it just puts trophies now. That has nothing to do with the original.
Yeah, that is one change, and I guess you could view that as kind of a negative about this game, which we'll definitely talk about. But for some reason they kind of like downgraded the viability of the secret bases on this game as opposed to the original, which was kind of interesting because they made so many other upgrades in so many other areas in the game, like the Romanas Park, for example, as opposed to the Pal Park it was in the original game. I think where there you could just like catch like ported Pokemon from previous games where now you can actually go out and catch legendaries in Romanis
Yeah,
Park, which is a big
yeah,
upgrade.
that was hard. Also, getting legendaries is hard.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but there's a lot of for the most part they made a lot of upgrades, or even like the fact that you can encounter so many different Pokemon in the underground now, as opposed to like the whole pretty much the whole Grand Underground is massively upgraded except for just that one thing about the secret bases, which is kind of interesting. But
You
um,
basically you get a secret base and you get a room and puts trophies. That's about it.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So, but yeah, so I guess that's a good segue into talking about the actual games of Brilliant
Well,
Diamond and Shining
I
Pearl.
played both copies because I'm one of those kids who bought both of them.
Yeah,
Me, I like buying both copies of the game. When I bought Black 2 and White 2, so I bought both copies of the game because I want to experiment both areas. I didn't
gotcha.
know that you can actually do both areas in different time of day. Whoops. In
Well,
one
hey,
game, you actually can do, there's a place you can actually time travel or forgot what you do. You can actually, how well, this is a different game. We can talking about this. So Downpour, I played both games because
yeah,
I bought them both.
yeah,
And, yeah, I enjoyed both the games. It's just like me, I bought multiple copies because at the time Jennings it wasn't there,
Yeah,
and it's not easy to find a game shop at any stores because
I was gonna say
it's
the
kind of really
those were the
I
action
bet online.
those were the action replay days right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Game Shark,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Game Shark, Action Replay. They have so many names. Power
Oh yeah.
Save is one of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, power save. Yep, I remember that. So, um,
I actually have my Power Save, but I don't have my. I lost my code. You need your SIM code for the box.
I was gonna say I might even still have my old power save because I got one of those. That was more in the platinum days though. So after that wasn't when I was playing Diamond Pearl. That was more a little bit after that with platinum and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Um, when I had those.
I was still in train those Pokemon and make them shiny.
Yeah.
There's a catch cheat,
Well, you do
but
like.
when you do that, the battle ends and you don't get money, but you get the Pokemon.
Yes, I remember that the catching the trainer's Pokemon cheat. I remember that one. Yeah, there were a lot of fun cheats back in the day. Anywho, so yeah, that's I think we both had a. It sounds like we both had a good time with Gen 4, the initial Gen 4 games. There were some drawbacks, I will say. I think um, the one biggest drawback, or my one biggest complaint of the original Generation 4 games, was that the text speed just felt like it was so slow, like there was so much dialogue in the cutscenes of the story mode of the game, and also the health bars, man. Like, you remember those
Yeah, that took
health
forever.
bars took
Imagine
like a
it takes
freaking
so
day to
fancy.
drain. Like,
It took a clean 5 minutes.
yes, exactly. Yes.
But
So,
they updated. That is like good to know. They updated in this game.
yes, I was so relieved when I started playing the remakes and I saw that you could make the text speed go a lot faster and
I'll
that
put mine on the max the first day. If you saw my stream, I put it max. I like
yes,
no.
so did I.
The
And
battles, do you when you do battles or when you save the game, they go to the urine room. The bad news about that is when you save the game slowly, the dialogue goes so slow,
yeah,
but it's fast. Like,
yeah.
bro, who did that? They got
Yeah,
to fix that.
yeah, definitely.
When you save a game, so that I can actually still I have my switch right here.
Yeah,
So let me it'll be in opposite direction.
yeah.
So when I save the game here, guys, I think hopefully
Well, my fans won't be able to see you, but your fans will since you're on live camera. But
I'm on
um,
video. So when
yes,
you click save,
yeah,
hopefully I click it in the right way.
yeah,
There's also when I go to urine room, let me go to urine room.
mm,
So I'm gonna make sure I click the right button. LOL, it's upside down.
right,
So just cancel. I clicked the wrong button because I'm holding it upside down. So okay, I click B button.
gotcha.
So if I click this, let me show it. It's upside down, but the whole point it
Yeah,
lag
yeah, yeah. That is definitely something
lag.
they could stand to fix. But I will say I am super
It's
relieved.
in progress, and like, bro, it lags a little bit, but that's not really a big deal as long as it goes online.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing compared to what it was, and I will say I was so relieved to find out that they fixed those issues with the remakes, because that was just horrible having this sit there with those health bars and that dialogue it
Well,
was.
in this one, it's still a long dialogue, but you can actually skip it easier.
I was gonna say it skips easier and it goes faster, which is enough for me. So, but yeah. Anyway, on to the gameplay though. I will say, it's a remake, so you're gonna see just about the same thing as far as that goes as you did before in the original. So obviously, I love the gameplay back then. I love the gameplay right now as far as these games go. Very fun story mode to play through. Very enthralling. Um, I don't really have too much bad to say about it, honestly. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed just the way the whole story mode plays out in this game. So I don't know. How do you feel about that?
So what? One thing I can't stand if you watch my video is me getting stuck in the menu. I'm trading, searching out my Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I always get stuck in the move slot. You know,
Okay.
in the main game, they brought back the access to check your move damage, so you can click the move and find out the damage and all that.
Right.
So I don't know why they have extra of that because when you in your team when you're looking at a move, so I can actually show on my search. I don't think people want to see it.
Yeah.
You actually get stuck in the move when you try to select your mon, and we have a 20-minute timer.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the negatives that we come to when we're talking about the negatives of this game.
So me getting if you saw my videos and anybody see it, well, my channel obviously. I don't know about your viewers,
Yeah.
but people who watch my channel, they probably get me frustrated just by the menu because I'm trying to
Yeah.
switch out, and when I if I don't, the switch is delicate. So when you click one direction anywhere with the stick here, this is
Yeah.
how I check my moves. Well, I'm showing the camera basing my search. So B-Nard, so
Yeah.
uh, you get stuck in the move slot on the side for some odd reason, but you can also check it in the front if you want to check damage.
Yeah, I have had that issue when I'm trying to
And
look at Pokemon. Yeah, like the stick is kind of touchy. Like that's why I started using the D-pad again on my controller because on my Switch
well,
because
I
it.
have a light, so I got the limited edition.
Gotcha, gotcha,
But I have the Pokemon one, and I need to buy a new one. This is old.
gotcha.
Work
Yeah,
though, but I want one for my TV so I can start recording for my TV.
gotcha. Yeah, no, that is
All my
technic.
videos,
Yeah.
the Smash videos, amazing. I like the quality of the Smash videos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah, I mean that is definitely one little bug that I don't know why that's like that, but that is something, and it comes into play too, kind of like in the when you're mining in the Grand Underground and you're digging for treasures or whatever,
Yeah.
which is a great way to waste time, by the way. You could just do that
Also,
forever.
repairs, super repairs, whatever you use that. Check that. Well, I don't think that do down.
No,
I
no,
don't think the
no.
repairs work down. Because Pokemon is viewed to you.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, but I'm just talking about when you're mining for treasures.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah, you victimhood.
the touchiness of the stick comes into play when you're doing that as well. So yeah, I'm not really sure why that's like that, but yeah, it's definitely a negative, but that's something I can kind of live with. It's just one of those things that it's a pain in the butt, but it's like it's not a deal breaker. Um, but yeah, so I will say another thing I really like about this game, moving on, is I like how they carried over a lot of the what they call the quality of life improvements from Sword and Shield to this game to the remake here. So they carried over like the mints that you can use to change the natures of the Pokemons,
I like
the
that.
the bottle caps that you can use to fix the IVs, although you still have to be level 100 to do that, obviously. Um,
Ability patch, but it costs
yes,
200 battle points. Who has that?
I was just gonna say, ability patch is a great item. It costs way too much, so it's too much grinding to get them. But yeah, so I like how they carried over all of that stuff. But again, I do have one small complaint about that, and that is also that they didn't carry over one item that I think was a huge game changer as far as convenience in Sword and Shield, and that was the XP candies. I miss those already. I miss them a whole lot because those kind of go hand in hand with leveling up your Pokemon quickly to get to level 100 so that you can then use your bottle caps to fix their IVs if you need to. But without the XP candies, all you have is rare candies, and those are kind of few and far between in the game. And of course, they cost 20 battle points at the tower. So, yeah, that I wasn't a fan of the fact that like of all the items that they chose not to bring over, they did chose not to bring that one over, and I didn't like that. But I am still glad that they brought all those other items over from Sword and Shield.
All right.
So, um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I want to miss the real candies. They come in handy. Not real candy. The one you just mentioned.
XP candies.
Yeah, experience candies.
Yeah.
Those come in handy.
Oh yeah.
You get uh, they could do that. They could give us when they we catch Pokemon on the ground. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, they could
Like
integrate
get
it.
a reward for catching Pokemon on the ground.
Yeah, they could integrate it. Although I'll say, yeah. So as far as that goes, I will say, I'm pretty happy actually with the way they did that, as you could find like rare Pokemon underground like relatively easily. Um, so I'm pretty happy with that. Like you can find all the starters from all the generations and a whole bunch of other neat stuff in those Pokemon hideouts in the Grand Underground. So I really like, going back to the Grand Underground because that was like
Uh-huh.
kind of a big feature of Generation 4. Um, I really like the way that they overhauled the Grand Underground and they made it like aside from the secret base thing, they made it so much better and they made it so much
You
more
must say besides from
important.
the secret base. Damn, you
Yeah.
must say no. I hate that place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I was never a huge fan of the secret base to begin with and now it's just pointless cuz it's just got statues in it. But
Yeah, the old one is actually you get the battle people that you had on your account, or you
yeah.
had like the Wi-Fi wasn't that big back. Or it just started on the Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
so a like secret base before because I bought somebody's game and they left the fire. Yay!
Right.
Uh, I got some Pokemon in it. I was going around buying games for Pokemon. That's about it.
Gotcha. Um
Uh,
so
So the secret base before actually you can battle you rebattle the trainers inside the secret base. So people you have on your account, or you had it before because games change switches a lot.
yeah,
I mean not switches, the old
the DS.
yeah, DS. So you
Yes.
can still battle the people that you have in your secret base.
Yes. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so
But they didn't do that sadly enough.
yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I can understand why they did that because in the new games, like obviously the whole Wi-Fi mechanic has been completely overhauled. So it's like, you know, I get that. Um, but yeah, I'm super happy with what they did in terms of, with the Pokemon Underground and all that kind of stuff. Um,
Uh B-Nard, they should actually
yeah,
give us the other mechanics for online like PSS settings. I missed that.
yeah, that would be
Not
if
like the best one they made because you can access it on uh you can battle people close to you offline and they be near you with the heads,
yeah,
and then you online you can battle people like in different friend zones. With the heads of the people that your avatar you choose is
mhm,
side by side.
yeah,
Oh, you have a cringes people that you battled recently before,
yeah.
bro. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was neat for sure. That was a neat feature. I will be honest,
And
I
you can,
haven't
you,
really explored the online functions of this game too much. I've been grinding a lot since I beat the game and doing the post game stuff. So I haven't really done much as far as like the Wi-Fi on this generation as of yet. So, but yeah, I think it's I not terrible. It doesn't look bad, but I think in my experience with Nintendo, their Wi-Fi always leaves something to be desired. We'll say that. Um, their online interface in general always leaves something to be desired. But um, anyway, but I'm pretty happy with all that, all in all.
I wasn't a big fan of the bubble heads.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because that is something I wanted to mention. So, graphics on this game, I'm actually like aside from the whole bobblehead avatar thing, I actually like the graphics on this game a lot. I think they're really good. They built off Sword and Shield. Everything
I
looks
love
really
that
nice,
in.
but I don't understand why they have the bobblehead avatars. I really don't. Like to me, that's just so stupid. It's so pointless. Like it kind of like it's like everything else is very well done and then for some reason they just go and do that and I don't get it
They
you
got
know
lazy. What do you want me? They got lazy.
I guess but it's like that's the most important part like the cat or maybe not the most important part that would be the Pokemon themselves but
Yes.
like the avatars like I don't know I think it's like a style that they're going for and like it doesn't work for me I guess but again that's kind of a minor thing in the grand scheme of the game that's kind of a minor thing but it's still a little dumb like I know that's one thing that this game has gotten um smacked for people who are criticizing it that's one of the top criticisms so I'm glad
Well,
you.
no, I think number one is the time 20-minute timer.
Right, so that's another thing, and I guess it's a good time to talk about it now. Would be the
Oh, do you have a list? Bino, do you have a list of ins you want to talk about? We can wait. We don't have to be exactly what I'm bringing up.
Oh no, no, no! I'm not going in any particular order here. I'm just kind of like
Um,
shooting from the hip, as I say.
all right, that's
So
fine. So,
yeah, just following the conversation as it flows. That's what we do here at the captain's table. So lots of tangents. So um, the 20-minute timer. So here's the thing: I haven't really done any Wi-Fi battling on BDSP yet. I will be getting into that shortly, but I know that they carried the 20-minute timer over from Sword and Shield. I am very unhappy about that. That's probably, and I know as I, like right now, it's not a big thing for me because I haven't really Wi Fi battled yet on these games, but I know it's going to be a big thing as soon as I start to Wi Fi battle. So here's the deal: on Sword and Shield, they decided to make the timer 20 minutes. The action timer is 1 minute. I don't have an issue with that. The total game timer is 20 minutes. That's a problem because that is not nearly enough time for two players who play even a reasonably paced game. Like, you know as well as I do, Joey, that there's
yeah,
been many of our games that have ended via timer back on Sword and Shield, this 20
yeah.
minute
That's
timer.
why I tell you I can't battle you anymore. I'm sorry. Not into you. Like every battle we go to time and then based on the Pokemon I have left. If one else have a good streak going, we're building up to that point.
Hmm.
And our team wasn't that fat. We didn't bring Chansey, Blessy, Cafabo, whatever.
That right,
Um,
and that's the thing. That's the thing that annoys me about the 20-minute timer is that neither of us are even playing stall when this happens. Like, this is just a regular pace game that we're going, and half the time it ends with a timer, which just sucks. So, um, but yeah, so that's probably going to be my biggest grievance about this game, which was, I believe, one that plus the limited Pokedex was my biggest grievance about Sword and Shield. Um, so yeah, that's going to be trouble a brewing. But speaking of the Pokedex, um, I'm sure you all know that we're back to a limited Pokedex of a different variety on these on the Diamond and Pearl remakes because we only have access as of now to generations 1 through 4. So everything that was released as of the original Diamond and Pearl, we have access to on the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which is only as of right now. It's about a little under 500 Pokemon out of 900 Pokemon because we don't.
493 because well, I think it's 492 because we don't have Darkrai or we don't have access to legendaries. We don't have
Right,
Celebi, Darkrai, Arceus, and Shaman unless you hacked the game or did the glitches. I
right,
didn't do that because I don't want to mess up my game.
right.
But so yeah, you can't have those four. I believe I mentioned.
Yeah, that
But
Shaman glitch
other than
was
that,
pretty
you have
interesting
the
though.
full Pokédex.
Mm. Yeah, right, but but even granted that, we do still have the full Pokedex gens 1 through 4, which is nice. Um, but we don't have anything beyond that, which is kind of not nice. So here I will say I kind of called this a while ago because obviously with the way that they handled Sword and Shield with the limited Pokedex that we had in that, I think after the uh, after the expansion pass, we were at what, like maybe 600 to 650 Pokemon, something like that, on Sword and Shield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. So on this game, we have like 493, something like that. So I don't know, and I don't know if you know or not. And I don't know if they've made any announcements about this. To my knowledge, they haven't. Um,
They're pretty sure they're gonna put the DLC out. Being it worked last time, and
yeah, yeah, I was
when
gonna
Nintendo
say.
fans want, they want money.
Right. So that's what I was gonna say is, and I kind of called this like immediately when when
I called before the game came out.
yeah, I was just gonna say I called it when the game was announced, and there might be a video of me saying this somewhere. I hope there is. I hope there is. That'll prove I'm right. But I did call it. I was like, I bet what they're gonna do is they're going to make it so you only have access to gens 1 through 4 in the remake because technically that's all you had at that point when the original Diamond and Pearl came out. And then they're probably going to do a DLC to introduce not all, but some of the generations 5 through 8 Pokemon after that. More than likely.
What is it? In Sword and Shield, we didn't have access to every single Pokemon.
No, no, no. That's why I was saying we only had like about 2/3 of all Pokemon by the time
Yeah.
Sword and Shield was over. Um, so we'll probably get roughly around that same amount. I'm guessing like we'll probably get another like $30 DLC split into two parts, like they did with Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. Which so I have mixed feelings about that as well because on the one hand it's cool that they're going to give us more than likely with they're going to give us more Pokemon probably within the next couple months we'll get an announcement about that. Um, but the other thing is I feel juiced because they're going to shake me down for another $30 or whatever it is like they did with the
Um,
Isle of Armor Crown Tundra, which was a complete rip-off as far as money goes. I'm sorry it
yeah,
was.
I'm fine with it wasn't enough content and not enough battering. You only get to see the Pokemon.
Yeah,
If you saw it, I actually live streamed both DLCs.
did you? No, I didn't see that.
I well so on so it was so it basically you do a crest.
Yeah, that's
They
pretty much what they were. Is they were just like the glorified fetch quests that were an excuse to bring back a bunch of Pokemon that they didn't have
you
in the
had to
game
go get
prior.
you had to go get an item for a psychic type that can just teleport there.
Yeah,
It makes you go all the way down there to get an item.
yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Crown Tundra, I believe.
Yeah, it's the most boring, tedious thing ever.
Yeah, it was not great, and so like here's the thing: if that DLC would have been free, no problem, no problem. But if you're telling me I had to pay $30 for that, then that's a problem for me. Like that's just because that means that not to get into the whole monetary value of Pokemon, but that brings me to this point is that back in the day you paid $40 for your DS game and you were good to go, right? Now you're paying $60 for your Switch game plus you're going to pay an extra $30 for the DLC, so you're up to almost $100 when
Uh,
everything's all said and
Vino,
done.
down here the game is $80 plus tax.
Well, yeah, I forgot you're in Canada. Yeah, so um
For some reason they don't like Canada, so they overprice here.
I
It's
think
seventy
it's
nine nine plus tax equal to 91.97.
I think that's because of the conversion rate because I think the Canadian dollar is worth about only three-quarters of what the American dollar is worth. So in other words, like my one American dollar is worth like $1.25 Canadian, I believe.
Also, I'm in Vino, I'm in Quebec. So if you don't know, Quebec has two taxes.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, that
If you go
sucks.
to Ontario, if you go in Ontario, they have one tax. So and anything out there is less price. You know, if you pay the same price down here.
Yeah,
So
no,
Quebec has two taxes.
yikes. No, I have been to Ontario. My brother actually lives there, but
Oh, look at you. Let me
yeah,
know if you ever in Ontario. I'll come down there.
yes. So, but yeah, no, that sucks. The two taxes. That's
So yeah,
abysmal.
that why it from $80 to 91.97. So
Yeah,
send it 1 cent to $80. So that is a lot of tax right there.
that's a lot of money to play Pokemon. I'll tell you, it really is.
Uh,
Um,
I didn't. I'm not big. Also for money grabbing, they also make us pay for online service.
yeah, I was gonna say that's the other thing is it used to be free to go online. Now it's like what $20 a year, which is not terrible, but it's still like whenever you're going from paying zero to some for something to paying that much for something, it's always gonna like sting a little bit. So
Well, keep in mind, I have to pay for online service, a new game, a Switch. If I'm new to the game, I have to buy a Switch.
yeah,
That's why I bought Light because Light was $300.
yep,
And also I had the chance I pre-order it.
yeah,
Basically, I had a Switch in my house for 1 week until the game came out. That
ah,
was in the box.
gotcha.
It was
So
so awkward. Like, okay, I have that there.
yeah, I gotcha. So, but yeah, I mean it is definitely Pokemon. I think might have been one of the last franchises to do this, but yeah, it has definitely gotten to a point. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it does bear repeating. That it just it does feel like you're just getting juiced anymore as far as being a Pokemon player or fan or whatever. Um, but it just kind of is what it is. I mean, we gotta play their
If
game.
it's
If
something that makes money, they won't deny making money.
Oh no, not at all. Which is why I do. If we're speculating as to the future of Pokemon at this point, I would definitely say we're more than likely going to get a DLC for these games. At least one. Maybe it'll be a two-part again. It'll probably cost the same amount, and we'll get
Well,
some.
I'm fine with that as long as they give us more things to do in the game. I
Yeah,
wish they, I wish they give us Battle Frontier.
yeah, they probably will. Honestly,
Also, the Battle Tower is just complete the A word. I don't want to swear on your channel.
oh, I don't care.
Alright, so if you did the Battle Tower, I did it. It was tedious.
Yes.
Basically, you battle seven people and you
Yep.
get 3 points.
Yep.
Used to be you get it for each person. You get like a decent amount of points or one, and then you eventually build up.
Yep.
Now they ruin you to get any in an item. It's gonna take forever.
I was just gonna say they really cheese you on the points now, like because it used to be like 1 or 2 points per victory in the battle tower to get
Yeah,
BP to get
that way I was saying.
right to get good items, and now you get like 3 BP for a set of 7 wins. Like what the hell is that?
That's
You
a
know?
waste of my time. I might as well just gen it. I'm sorry. I know B-Nard, do you like breeding your Pokemon?
Yeah,
But even my friend, he's a YouTuber. He said that he's prefer just genning the Pokemon
they're making
because
it
it's
harder,
not
man.
just to get items, also to get the points to get the items. Basically,
Yep. So this is where I feel like, if we're doing critiques as well, this is where I feel like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot because on the one hand, they want to crack down on people who are geners, who are hackers, but on the other hand, they want to make it so difficult for people to do things the legitimate way. And it's like that's one thing I will say that I appreciated about Sword and Shield is that they did make it easier. Granted, it was still a grind, but they made it easier for you to grind to do everything legitimately on Sword and Shield with the XP candies and the whole 9 yards and their max raid battles. Now
yeah,
with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, granted they're still really good games, but if you want to make competitive Pokemon legitimately,
it's gonna take forever.
exactly, and that's a problem. I think that is a problem for me. So,
Not counting the time you want to breed it, get IVs, EVs.
yep,
It's gonna take way too long to make one Pokemon that you want. Then you have to try to make a team that work with you. Oh my god!
yeah. So that's
And I
what,
actually, B-Nerd, I actually used to breed my Pokemon. I actually give a lot of Pokemon out.
yeah.
I bred over 30 Gables and a lot of Charmanders.
Uh, gotcha.
So I was breeding it because my friend he helps me. He gens besides the bots,
Right,
so I'm not giving out anybody's names.
right.
So he helped me get some Pokemon, and what I did is I used them to breed them and give out the Pokemon with 6 IVs.
Nice.
Oh, 5 IV, whatever they want. In the
Right.
proper breeding, nature and whatnot.
Nice.
So basically, I got Pokemon from him, and then I get random Pokemon. So my teams are very. If you saw my first battle with my Sword and Shield,
Yeah.
I had a Espeon and a bad Gliscor set. It was so
Nice.
awkward.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, that's why
Oh yeah.
and I guess this is a good time for me to mention that it's definitely gonna take me longer, a little bit longer to roll out the BDSP Wi-Fi battles on my channel than I had anticipated because I was hoping that all of the quality of life upgrades that they had come out with on Sword and Shield they would carry to this game. Unfortunately, while they did carry most of them over, and I am appreciative of that, at the same time they didn't carry quite all of them over, which means that it is definitely going to be a little bit more of a grind to get competitive Pokemon than I thought it would
So
be.
Vino. Okay,
Yeah,
I will you done. Are you done or not yet?
I'll go for it.
So what I don't get about the battle tower, back to the battle tower, because we're
Yeah,
still grinding. It's still in the same topic,
yeah,
somewhat.
yeah,
So I don't get why Nintendo did 3 versus 7. I know if you don't know this, but the beginning is easy. Oh, hold on, he's choking.
yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah, no. The first
No,
they
the beginning of the first people are easy. Like
yes,
they use 4 stages, but I don't mind that. That's not that bad. But 3 points?
yeah,
Seriously. But I'm just saying that, just hypothetically, if they bring back the same in before, it's like 1, 2 points for each person,
yeah.
each person. That would give you enough points to get an item at least. But
Yeah,
even for Nintendo to make money, they don't make money off people torturing themselves trying to get one item in the game.
yeah,
Like the battle
exactly.
tower, they should update it in the DLC if they bring one.
Yeah, that would be nice if they would. So, as far as DLC goes, if we're talking about things we want, I would definitely like them to update that and maybe make like the rare candy cost a little less. Although I doubt they're going to do it, because the rare candy is the only item that you can use to level up Pokemon. So, if that cost a little bit less in the battle tower, and then if you made more points per victory in the battle tower, then that would be a little more manageable. That would be okay. Um, I would also really like going back to the timer thing. I would really
Yeah.
like to see, and this is another thing. Like they really wouldn't have to give us that much more time on the timer to make it work, right? Like even if they gave us an extra 5 minutes, that would make so much of a difference in these Wi-Fi
B-Nard, a
battles.
lot of people ask for at least 30 minutes. Or like in the middle of 30 minutes or 20 minutes, like you said, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
No, well, 20 minutes is it? So a lot of people ask if they can actually do 30 minutes instead of the full hour because people have time. People have lives, so they're not going to stay on one battle for an hour.
right. Yeah, and so I
Um,
honestly I was so that's the thing is that I was really okay with them cutting the hour timer down because I thought that that was way too long. That was unnecessarily long. So I don't have a problem with them getting rid of the hour time limit, but give us bare minimum 25 minutes. A half hour would be perfect honestly. If they just change the game timer from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, that would be absolutely perfect for me. I,
Also, they shouldn't add the timer for the moves being used as well because some moves take even with the updates, some moves take forever. At least
yeah,
they to be noticed now, the weather does not take 10 years to go away.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But I do agree with you that the battle animations and all that kind of stuff that's eating the timer. So yeah, that's just another detriment to the timer. And I'll say like I know we're talking about a lot of negatives right now with the game, but I think in my mind most of these are just kind of like nitpicks because overall I think this is a very solid game. These remakes are very well done.
The graphics are amazing except for the bobbleheads.
Exactly.
I better like, I don't see pixels when I was walking around and so like in Sword and Shield.
Exactly. So yeah, they all that is great. Um, I don't understand um, why like the whole timer thing. Like I think the reason I'm stuck on that is because I just don't get why. Like I don't get why the Pokemon company feels the need to enforce such a low timer on battles. Like it just there's no reason for it.
Even because of COVID-19, people work from home. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So some people might excuse for the COVID-19 because it's what 2 years already or something like that.
Almost.
But
Yeah.
people at Nintendo, there's like 1,000 people who work at Nintendo. I don't know exactly the count. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people. So most people are either working at home or inside a cubicle.
Of course. Yeah.
So because in the office, there's a lot of Game Freak, Nintendo, and all that. So when Nintendo is actually the company for the search, basically, but Game
Yes.
Freak is the for the Pokemon game.
Right.
Yeah, and Komani is the guy who whatever the company as well.
Yeah.
So it
Masuda.
like yeah. Let me stop saying yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, they shouldn't blame. No, nobody should be blaming the virus because people either working from home.
Yeah.
Uh, we saw the guy who got fired. And he actually Nintendo was so funny. The guy was Spanish.
Oh no, I didn't hear about that.
I know it was a video on it. It was he because he got Dynamax and he the one who did the Dynamax. It was his idea.
Oh, they fired
Like
him.
uh yeah, and he got fired. They didn't. I don't think they're gonna bring back Dynamax. Thank God that thing was broken.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Dynamax. That was one of
They
the.
also mentioned that Z moves and what is it? Z moves and Megas took about 6 years or some of that
Yeah.
to uh make. But
Oh,
yeah, that
those.
is
Oh,
the
to
different
develop
game.
those mechanics took a long time. Wow, that's cool.
So yeah, well, it took a while.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
the animation. I wish they well, let's go back to this game. So
Yeah,
yeah, the graphics for this game is actually good. I just don't not a big fan of the menu. I get stuck in it a lot.
yeah,
And then like you said, in my opinion, the underground is good, except for the whatever they call it for the mid secret base.
right.
But the good news about secret bases, if you can't find yours, you actually can reopen it, and it would be the same aim.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
have your trophies in it, because I have a bunch of shiny trophies.
I was gonna say now that you mention it, I do remember having that issue on the original games. Is that like I would make a secret base and I'd be like, ah, shit, where is it? You know, like I
Yeah,
got like forget where it is, and then it's just gone, and it's like,
they
ah,
should actually give you access to on the map,
yeah,
like a little symbol for the secret base.
right, right, yeah. No,
Like
now they have
I
that.
thought the secret base because the underground is huge.
Yes, yes, it is
Where
a
did I
huge
put it?
area.
So I had to buy another piece, another thing to dig it. That's kind of funny. You have to buy them.
Yes,
You can't just have them. You have to buy it from somebody.
yeah. I mean, they're pretty
Uh,
cheap. The digger drills, right? Yeah,
yeah.
they're pretty cheap. Um,
I think yes, in the original is a key item.
yes, yeah. It's
Or you use secret power, but I don't know if that even in this game.
I haven't seen it, so it might not be. Um,
Well, I can't do nothing about that.
yeah, well,
Uh,
of course. Um,
so yeah, I think it used to be a king item, so it was better back in the days. I don't know why they make sure you have to buy it. You have to find somebody, and then you have to buy a digger. It's cheap and not. It's that's just not an excuse.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they've so that's the weird thing about this game that I will say is, on the one hand, they make so many quality of life upgrades slash like bring them in from Sword and Shield, and then in the other breath, they kind of they make like these decisions that kind of make things like more difficult in other ways, but it's just like it doesn't really make any sense like why they would do that, you know?
True.
So it's weird.
I have a. Oh, okay. Which you done talking the same? I want to change topics, but if you want, we always gonna go back and forth, guys. Just letting you know.
Of course. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say just to finish that thought is it is just weird how they make things easier on one area and one side, but then they make things more difficult on another area and other side. So, but yeah, go ahead if you want to change topics. Go
So
for it.
yeah. Um, what are your opinions on rechallenging trainers and gym leaders? Well, you haven't do that yet.
So, the versus seeker and the secondary battles. So, I will say I think that's tedious, but it is kind of like a necessary evil almost because let's face it, when you're in the post game, you need money. You need money for a lot of things, and the best way that you can get money is to go to I think it's Route 2.
112. I tell you,
Yeah,
I send you the picture.
yep, yep, that
There's an old couple that you battle them. You battle them twice, and they Pokemon level 60. The first one is Chatot, and the other one is, I forgot the other one is. But
Rosalia.
they give you a lot of money.
Yeah,
What?
it's the old people with the Chatot and the Rosalia on 212, and you beat them
Yeah.
up, you beat up on those old
You
people,
beat-
and
so
they
make
give
me
you
sure
that
you beat
money.
them with. Yeah, we out here picking on old people
Yeah, exactly. So
for money.
that is if you guys didn't know that, that's the fastest way to farm money. Go to Route 212 and find the old people and keep rematching them
Yeah.
with the Versus
I'll send you
Seeker.
a screenshot before you got your game. Because you
Yes.
bought your game a little late.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's I've used that little hack, or if you want to call it that, that little tip. Oh,
Not a hack, it's just like a I don't know if it in the original because I don't in the original I didn't grind for money.
neither did I, so I don't remember if it was or not. I think it was. It might have been, but yeah, I don't really remember. Oh yeah, have your Pokemon hold the amulet coin too, and you'll
Now
get
you get $26,000 or something like that.
yeah. No, I think it's
That's a lot of
16.
cheddar. That
Yes,
is a lot of cheddar.
absolutely. Yes. So that is a huge that yeah, and there's a lot of cool little things like that in the game that you can do. Obviously, I think every Pokemon game has its own set of those.
But what I didn't like is do you play Platinum or no?
Platinum, oh yeah, I loved Platinum.
So Platinum, is almost the same as this game, but upgraded.
Of
And
course.
Platinum, you actually, if you had enough money, do you know? Remember? I don't know if you make it to the resort area. Do you make it
Yes,
there or no?
I'm there. Yep.
So the house there, you actually in Platinum, you actually can buy it.
Are you talking about the
So you
ribbons
actually can
or?
own a house.
Oh, you could buy the house.
Well, in Platinum, you actually own it. You actually can buy it and then you fix it up, basically.
I don't remember that actually. Interesting.
So now you have to have a max contest to actually get in it.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It's what's it called? Um, it's like the Ribbon Club or some
Yeah,
bullshit like that.
something like that. And the Platinum version, you actually had access to buy it because it was just there.
Okay, I didn't remember that, but yeah, I remember there were a bunch of like really expensive ribbons you could buy there.
Yeah, now you have to you only way to get access if you have a Pokemon that has max on the ribbon.
Yeah, you have to win
Right?
like all those.
So when
You have to win
it's
all
like yeah,
those Pokemon contests in Heart Home City.
at least they didn't do it 3 times longer like the old games. They it's like it turned into a what is it? Musical.
Yeah,
Basically, you put the button like a doll here, and you hit one strings basically.
right. Yeah, no, I'm glad that they again, like in the interest of time, and it seems that that's something that they learned their lesson from on the first game is not making things take unnecessary amounts of time
I
to
guess
do.
they watch honest trailers.
Yes, they must have. So, um, but yeah, no, that's a good thing. The whole, I guess, if we're talking about like little things with this game, like the whole poffin cooking thing.
I
Um,
didn't do doing that.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of pointless, but it is,
Oh,
you know, kind of cute a little bit. Um, it's just it's a kind of I guess fun yet unnecessary part of the game. So it is what it is.
I
Like I
I
don't
want to
really.
try if they bring back contest ribbons. I don't know if you saw any of my old OS battles. I've
Not
been on YouTube
recently.
too long. I've been on YouTube way too long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I play OS a lot. So when you have a master ribbon, basically when you have all ribbons cleared, you get
Hmm.
a master ribbon and it shines.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
If you want, I can show you a picture after B-Nard.
Sure. Yeah, you can send it over. Um, do you
So
remember? Just out of curiosity, I want to make sure that I'm remembering this. Wasn't it on the original Diamond and Pearl? Wasn't that the game that you used to be able to shine your badges in the badge case?
yes, they brought it back in this game as well.
Can you shine them still?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. I didn't figure out how to do that then, I guess.
You have to click where your name is, and you click over and the screen flip and open the badges.
Right, but what do you do to shine them though? Because you don't
You
have the.
use your fingers. You dirty your fingers.
That's funny.
They don't have this, unless you have a old stick if it works.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'll have to check that out. But I do remember that. That was like one of the first things that I remembered when I got my first badge when I was playing the story mode. It was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the game that you could like shine the badges, and then if you didn't shine them, they would get like dusty and shit, which is funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to check that out. Got to give that a look. But but yeah, I think
So, Sword and Shield, at least they didn't bring it back. What they didn't bring back is picking up food off the ground and making food with it. That's disgusting.
yeah,
You're literally putting food on the ground, like
yeah,
sweet potatoes, and then you make food with it. You literally find garbage and eat it.
yeah, we definitely don't need that. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, I think overall, I think they did a lot right with this game. Um, I think,
Okay. You okay?
yeah, I
What
think,
about rebalancing? You can actually rebattle trainers, gym leaders. My bad.
oh yeah, I'm happy that,
With the band gym leaders, I wish you have easy access to them, and instead of doing the tedious puzzle again.
yeah, I was just gonna say that I got annoyed when I first went back to rematch the gym leaders because being able to rematch the gym leaders is great when you're trying to grind for XP for your Pokemon post game, but it's annoying that you for most of them you have to like resolve the puzzles again to like get to them, which is especially the ice
It-
one. I gave up on that one actually because that one's annoying as hell.
Does that
Um,
get glitch? You hug the side and you actually
yeah,
go up.
I saw that, but I can't get it to work on my game for whatever. I'm not see. I don't know what it is with me, but every time I try to make those glitches work for myself, like I'll see YouTube videos about people doing them and it'll look so easy, and then I'll go to do it and I won't be able to get it to work, and I'll get mad at it and just quit. So
But I wish in the old games, or they did it in Emerald, not the old games. They
yeah,
allowed when you beat the Elite Four, everything is like done. Like when you open the puzzle, when you're done the puzzle,
yeah,
basically everything is stays open. Even in the old games, I don't
yeah,
know why they make us more tedious. That's extra. Maybe
yeah,
I think somebody from Game Freak got lazy. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know either. I don't get the point behind that. It's annoying. Speaking of the Elite Four, though, I will say that I like how in this game, and this is kind of a trend that they've been doing with the last few Pokemon games, is I like how they update like what the Elite Four like say and do, and like how they act and how they treat you, like how everybody acts and talks to you, like after you become the champion of the region. And I think it
Also, it gets harder in the EV trained Pokemon.
exactly, yeah, I noticed that. Like I'll tell you, like you're gonna have a rough time with the Elite Four, especially like when you're going back to try and run them for money and experience. Um,
I stick with the couples.
Yeah. So, but I like how they updated it for that, and I also like how they update the dialogue because, like, one of the annoying things of the older Pokemon games was
Since the
that,
dialogue was so long.
yeah, like, well, not only that, but like, you would go in there like as the champion, and then they'd be like, "Oh, you want to challenge me to try to become the champion?" And it's like, um, I already did that, so like, what are you talking about? You know, so like, I'm glad that they in the last few games they've changed that. Um,
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it's just
I
one
had to
thing.
get a drink, talking so much. So yeah, I'm back. I can
No
still hear you
problem.
though.
Yeah, no, I've been going through 'em myself actually. So, but yeah, so I don't know that I
So
really.
yeah, the better look that is because you have no EV trained Pokemon at all.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
have
rough.
random. I'm gonna say crap.
Yes, I was gonna.
So when you trying to beat at least the four Elite Four doesn't have fully max EVs. Cynthia has max uh everything.
Yeah, yeah, these are like.
Garchomp is like the broken moveset ever. I got stripped by Garchomp
Hmm. That's funny.
because I have no EVs, IVs, and Garchomp outspeeds my whole team, and they're just so dense.
I was just gonna say, you like how competitive their Pokemon are, specifically hers. Like that did kind of take me by surprise the first time or two. I was like, "What the heck is going on?" Like doing like swords dances and like because I remember one of the great things about running the Elite Four and like rematching all the trainers and all that stuff, like in the older Pokemon games, was that they had bad sets and they had bad like not EV trained and bad natures and like all this kind of stuff, and that is not the case in this game. Like you could get messed up by the Elite Four and you're like, what is going on right now? You know, like crazy. Um,
But what I think they should did is make the Elite Four basic, and then rematch it, make it more harder like it was.
yeah,
Like because people who are not new to the game, they won't be able to never beat the Elite Four unless
yeah.
they cheat or they have get level 100 somehow.
Well, I was gonna say you really have to. It increases the amount of grinding you have to do before facing them. But that's another thing, actually. Speaking of that, that's cool. Is that like pretty much you have like an EXP share that's like always on that doesn't turn off. So all your
A lot of people
Pokemon,
didn't like that.
yeah. So all your Pokemon are getting that XP from every battle, no matter what, which is a good thing because again, trying to level up both in game and post game. It's definitely a big advantage when it comes to that. So, um, but yeah, I don't know that I really have too much else to say about the remakes in general. Again, I will say overall I have very positive feelings about them. Again, little bias thanks to my history with the games and the generation. There are definitely a few drawbacks here. I think most of the negatives we talked about are just kind of nitpicks. Probably the most substantial negatives I have about the game are probably the timer, um, and then most of the stuff is just kind of little things here and there. Nothing too crazy. Um,
Oh, before we commence the square dancing and end it,
yeah,
a phrase.
yeah.
What are your opinion on the union room?
I think it's fine.
A lot of
Like,
people, a lot of people complaining because if you don't, I actually having a rant coming out on Friday,
okay,
and then another one probably on Monday because I had two videos.
okay,
Basically, the union room is when you look for a battle and you're not using that universal code.
yeah,
If you want to face random people with random Pokemon sets, so you're not facing tryhard, or because the universal code I send you is an unofficial small line.
right,
So people bring Spore, and there's no snow, there's no sleep clause at all.
okay.
So basically they can bring whatever they want. It's an unofficial small gun tier.
Yeah, I
So
mean, honestly, it'd be nice
um,
getting quality
they
control over randos in Wi-Fi battles is always going to be a problem.
they
Um,
should actually allow to have rooms that access to only trades and battles, not both.
yeah, I mean,
Just
it
allow
could.
you to go in what you want. Like if you want a battle, you look for a battle mostly besides using the universal code.
Yeah,
But if you in the random room and if say before we didn't use that code. I didn't
yeah,
use the code. I was looking in random. I was
right.
there for like 5 minutes and people speaking zombies looking for trades.
Mm. So I will
So it was
say, I feel like that could definitely be a lot more streamlined for sure. Um, I don't hate it. I will say that, like, because like I said, to me, like the online interface on Nintendo in general is always going to be a little bit of a downside to pretty much everything Nintendo does.
so
So I expect a certain level of that. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely think it could be more streamlined and more user friendly for sure.
Dino,
Yeah,
the bad news about the union right now, and until they even give us an update,
yeah,
they actually two people only allowed in it, and if somebody want to trade, you either leave or suffer until they leave. There's only two people
jeez,
allowed in the living room,
yikes.
so it that sucks because even if you're looking for somebody, say you use the same code,
Yeah,
and somebody else using the same code, the
yeah,
rooms varies. There's a lot of room in that code.
yeah,
Like if three people looking for one code, but that's highly unlikely.
yeah,
It's just like it varies on if you get in the room in time, and if why the communication setting when you walk in the room, there's a little setting.
yeah,
You have to wait to either somebody pops up or you have to wait to basically somebody comes or you just get stuck in the room by yourself.
yeah,
But it's so tedious that way because if you have multiple people and you can see the symbols on top, either trade or battle.
yeah.
So a lot of people tend to forget what symbol is what. The game just came out, so I can give them some slack.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I will say, like, you know, I actually did really like the way that they did it on Sword and Shield, like, as far as the online interface goes. I definitely would have liked to see them try to lean more in that direction with the online interface in this game. So I think it'll be something because, like I said, I haven't really used it very much yet. So it'll probably be something that I develop more of an opinion on as I use it more. Um, but yeah, I mean, based on what you're telling me and what I've heard and seen of it, it's not the best thing in the world. And you definitely like that's the weird thing about Pokemon games is that sometimes like one generation just gets things right, like one thing right, they like nail it. It's really good. It doesn't need to be changed. And then they still change it in the next game and it's like what the hell? Like why do they keep changing things that like if they do something right and they do something well, there's no need to change it, but they change it anyway. So
what
it get
about your Pokemon following you? Do you like that?
I do like that. Yeah, I've always liked that. I think that's a good. It's a nice touch to any game, and I know it's not in every game, but I do like that. Yes, absolutely.
And also, they make it a little bit more better than Sword and Shield DLC.
Yeah,
Pokemon fast speed still moving like tortoise.
Yeah, yeah, no, they
At
do.
least they're a little bit better, but not as better. I saw some playthrough in Let's Go.
Yeah,
So they actually, if you know the old what is it? Sword and, not Sword and Shield, Hulk Golden Soul Silver.
right.
Go and follow you.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was the first game that they had that in.
Yeah.
Um, but
So
for any Pokemon, that
at
is.
least it was better. Surprisingly, that is better than DLC and Sword and Shield. It's so funny. Back in the
Yeah,
old game, the Pokemon actually kept keep up with you.
yes. Yeah, I think they tried to so to defend that, I will say I think they tried to make it more realistic as to like how fast or slow the individual Pokemon was. Like they made it so like if you have Snorlax following you, for example, it's going to be lagging behind because it's a Snorlax, versus like if you have a fast Pokemon like Charizard or whatever following you, it's going to be keeping up a lot more. So I think that's just like an intricacy play on their part, which I can't hate. Like, yeah, it gets a little annoying at times, but
If you want Tofu's battle video, is so funny because every time he walking with a Pokemon, even in this game, there's also a Pokemon sound that the Pokemon coming in and out the ball.
mm,
I was laughing at that video. I had to react and die laughing
yeah,
because the Pokemon in this, even hold on, I don't.
yeah,
You
yeah,
okay?
yeah. I was
Even in
laughing.
this game, they did a little bit better, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, like it's weird how they go through cycles like that. Like it to me, I think if they took like the best elements, if they pick and choose certain elements of certain generations and stick them all together, they could have everything as good as it could be as far as like all that stuff, extra stuff, when it comes to the games. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they feel the need to like reinvent everything with the new generation, even if some stuff doesn't need it. So I think that's to their detriment when they do that. You know.
One thing I want to touch on, if you have time, V-Nerd,
Yeah, we got a little
is
more time.
the move sets.
Yeah,
They took away a lot of good moves from Pokemon. No, I know Hidden Power is gone, so that doesn't matter with that. I
yeah,
mean, in general, they took away a lot of good move sets uh, from Pokemon that could use the move set.
yeah. So this really, this really feels like Pokemon of old as far as the move sets go, because you're absolutely right. There's a lot of like, again, to go back to Sword and Shield because it's been the most recent Pokemon game prior to this one. They really did their best, or at least that's how it felt. It felt like they did their best to open everything up and give as many Pokemon as much access to as many different moves as they could, which was cool because it made more Pokemon more competitively viable. Now, going back to the remakes, it kind of feels like we're going backwards in the sense that these Pokemon don't have access to as many moves as they did, and that's not good from a
Like
competitive
Venusaur doesn't
standpoint.
have Earth Power anymore. Red Ball, I can live without it because Red Ball Venusaur was broken.
Yeah.
It
It,
doesn't have Earth Power anymore, by the way, V-Nerd. It has
oh,
Earthquake.
that sucks. Yeah. So
Uh,
so that
it's
that
not for
really
me.
that really hurts the competitive viability of a lot of Pokemon, and yeah, I don't like that because I
But the
like
funny, this game is more competitive than any other Pokemon game. The Elite Four is hard. The Gym Leaders are solid move sets.
yes,
Wasn't complete
absolutely.
shit, but they lack is actually decent move sets. Because a
Yes.
lot of Pokemon they took away a lot of good move sets from Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's going to make Wi-Fi battles pretty interesting actually, because you're going to be struggling with a lot of Pokemon to find decent move sets anymore. So that's gonna shake things up for sure.
Also, they left some new Pokemon. No, well, Rotom they left it with Nasty Plots
Well,
that
that's
was
good.
in Sword and Shield Land, but they didn't have it in the old game. They did not have access to it. But
Yeah,
they pick Nick on what Pokemon they want. They just
they
needles in a
pick and
haystack.
they pick and choose. Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
pick and choose, which is
So
interesting. Another thing that's interesting is that I don't know if you remember this, but when they first introduced Rotom, the different forms of Rotom didn't have different types associated with
Yeah,
them.
it was just ghosts, but they did that because it helps the meta.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I think that was one of the coolest things they ever did with was make all the different forms of Rotom have different typings. That was awesome, you know.
They should actually they should for Rotom they should have the free typings. It's literally a ghost possessing a machine.
Exactly.
They should. I don't know if they're gonna do that for Rotom in the future because Rotom can be a ghost and whatever form it takes.
Yeah.
Ghost electric in whatever form it takes. But that'd be like a. You have to be careful on those dog types. There's only a few in this game.
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely fairy too. There's a very limited amount of fairy type Pokemon because back when Gen 4 came out, fairy didn't exist as a type. So,
Yeah, they give us that. That's actually not that bad though. They add some fairies.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so those are probably when we think about the future of Pokemon and this potential DLC that we might get for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, that's probably what they'll be looking to do to even things out in that DLC is introduce more Pokemon like that there aren't a lot of types in Gens 1 through 4.
The good news about the underground is because if you play through the regular part, there's only like two fire types.
Yeah.
So that's why they give us the rest of the Pokemon in underground.
Yeah, no,
There's
there's a lot more of those in
and
the
it took
underground.
forever to get the second fire type.
Yes, yes. There are certain types that are a lot harder to come on. So, it's definitely a good thing that they have all those Pokemon in the underground. So, um but yeah, I don't think I really have too much else to say about BDSP at this point. Again, um, very solid game through and through. Definitely some issues. Most of them are minor, I think. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game. Like I said, currently I'm still in the post game. I'm grinding. I'm trying to
Yeah, you're training.
Yeah, I'm training to get some competitive teams up and running. Taking longer than I wanted it to, but it is what it is. I'll get there eventually, and then we'll be into competitive Wi-Fi battles. Um, as for the future of Pokemon, we talked about that. Um, we both assume that there is going to be a DLC for BDSP. We also have Pokemon Legends Arceus coming out in about a month at this point. Do you plan on
Next month, and I believe at the end of January.
Yes. Do you plan on getting that, Joey?
Probably not.
Mm.
I could give it a try. Then if I don't like it, it's gonna collect dust with the rest of the games I bought.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't
I
think.
actually bought. I don't know if you heard of it. The game called Last Child. The Last Child.
No, I haven't.
So
I
I
haven't.
bought that. I bought that 2 years ago, and it's still plastic inside. In the case. I didn't
Oh,
play it.
jeez, that's funny.
So I bought Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh for the Switch,
Oh, okay.
and that was $44. It's like not too bad for a Switch game.
Yeah, seriously, that's not terrible.
And the Last Child was actually $19. Like, bro, I'm buying that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good price.
How
But if
to
you
find
never
a
used it, then it's like, what?
game.
I gotcha. Yeah, no. I don't plan on really getting Arceus either. My girlfriend's actually gonna get it, so I'll let you know how it is. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna be way too busy trying to grind to make like one competitive team on
Hope it doesn't take you
BDSP.
that long. It doesn't take you like a month to get a team.
Yeah, I mean I'm really close to getting my first team put together, honestly. But after that, it's gonna be rough going.
If you want, because you're not a big fan of cheated Pokemon, I can breed you some Pokemon if you want.
You gotta just gen me all those rare candies, man. I just
Yeah,
need as
it's like one. That's a lot of Dittos you're telling them to toss away.
you just gen me like 100 Dittos holding a rare candy, and I'll be good.
I don't have time for that. I'm still have to make two teams for myself.
I know it's all good, man.
Also,
Um,
I work in my building.
no, I know it's all good, man. Um,
So yeah, back to topic of the Pokemon. Enough, back our daily lives.
yes, yes,
So yeah, the graphics is good. There's a few bugs that they should fix. Again,
yeah,
uh,
Yeah, I think
They actually
they've
did give
already
us
come out with
they give
like
us
two
a patch.
patches, I think. So,
No, the worst part is when you buy the game, it came with a patch. That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
The
well, that's to be
new game it
expected
comes
though, I
with a
think.
patch. It was so funny. They didn't. It wasn't. It looked like they rushed the game so fast.
Yeah, well, that's the way they do the development on all these new
They
games,
did
I
that with
think.
Sword and Shield. Even people say that we don't mind reading. It doesn't come every 2 or 3 years or 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because it. Uh,
yeah, I agree with you. I'm of the mindset that I wouldn't mind waiting a little bit longer if they took a little more time to iron out all the kinks in these games before cranking them out. But at the same time I understand that I guess that's just the way that business goes and that's the way the world turns anymore and that's just how companies work. And like I said, feeding back to Pokemon, it seemed like Pokemon was one of the last games to kind of adopt that mindset, but eventually I guess they all come around to doing things that way, which I don't prefer it for sure, but it just is what it is, you know. That's just the way that gaming
so,
is in 2021, about to be 2022 soon.
what I'm predicting is you have to buy Legend Arceus to get Arceus.
Hmm. That is very
Lucky for
possible.
you, lucky for you, you can just ask girlfriend to use her account on your Switch to save have the save date the save file.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, we're gonna do that because she needs save data from Sword and Shield and Diamond and
Yeah,
Pearl.
most remember to get Mew and Jirachi. You have to have Let's Go and Ito Sword and Shield.
Yep, I was just gonna say they've been doing that a lot lately, and then they did that on Sword and Shield too. Like they gave you free Pikachu, I think it was, or Eevee if you've had Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee save file on your Switch.
Also, remember the Ask You Ninja has
Yes. Yep.
you
Uh,
have to have a game. You have to have the demo.
yes, that's what it was. Yeah, and I didn't have that, so I didn't get that, so that sucked.
So
But
somebody, I'll have my friend give me one because you can just, keep you can actually keep getting them.
gotcha. Yeah, no, it's interesting. They're doing that a lot more anymore for sure. So they're trying to promote themselves in any way they can, I guess. So, um,
So, are you okay?
yeah, I'm good. I was gonna say I think that's a good place to leave it, honestly. I'm looking forward to the future of Pokemon. I'm excited to start getting into some Wi-Fi battles on BDSP because it's definitely a whole different meta. I didn't play competitively back in the day of the original Gen 4 games, so this is mostly more or less like a return to that. So I'm interested to kind of go ahead and get into that. Although actually I should say I started playing competitively more around like the
Batman?
Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think
Um,
a little bit in platinum, but not really. It was really Heart Gold Soul Silver that I got into the competitive battling. So I'm interested, and obviously I wasn't a YouTuber back then, so I'm interested to revisit that whole thing now that I'm a YouTuber. And yeah, I'm also interested to see if they're gonna, if slash when they're gonna crank out some DLC.
the good thing they didn't bring back is from the old game is the Wonder Launcher. I don't know if you remember that.
The what now?
The item called the Wonder Launcher when you battle people. Basically, you battle them and you can use items from your bag.
Oh yeah, I remember that was awful. I'm glad that that's not like that would be the game would never end. You just have like 1,000 full restores in your bag, and the game would just never end. So that. Yeah, that's no, that can't be a thing. No, that could
No,
never be a thing.
bring that back. That was awful.
Yeah, no, never, never. So, um,
Never.
no. Um, but yeah, I think that'll about do it. So
Well, B-Nard,
yeah.
one item that you forgot that they should bring back, but it's not in this game yet, is Eviolite. Unless you happy it gone.
Oh no, I like Eviolite. So yeah, I guess that's the other thing we want to touch on real fast before we go is as far as like the limitations of the items and the moves and all that kind of stuff. I do wish that they would bring more of that stuff in, and maybe if they do a DLC, they will. But as of right now, it just kind of is what it is. Like I know they're trying to go back to Gen 4 as much as they can. So I can't be too mad about that. But at the same time, there are items like that that, yes, I would definitely like to have them in the game. And
Uh, Not missing maintenance policy, but I did a video on that. But I maintenance policy is a bit broken because you click on the right move and you get +2 attack and special attack.
oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff like that for sure. And I mean, it's just one of those things that, like, I wish, maybe not specifically weakness policy. I don't miss weakness policy specifically, but yeah, no, are a lot of things like Eviolite and stuff that I would like to have back in the game, and I guess if, like I said, if they do a DLC, we might get some of that stuff back. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
And they sadly enough they took away default from Rotom unless until Home comes out.
Yeah, that's weird because Rotom always used to get defog, I think.
Only in isn't it Omega Ruby when they have the when you get battle points. You
Was it?
okay?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm good.
But
So
they took away they took away defog from Rotom.
yeah, no, that now that you mention it, they did take away a lot of like toxic. I think like doesn't it like
Yeah,
back?
the toxic. There are only a few Pokemon that get toxic and knockoff.
I was just gonna say like every Pokemon got those moves back in the day, and now they don't have them anymore. So I will say I actually kind of like that. Like I didn't like how like every Pokemon could learn toxic back in the day. I hated that. I absolutely hated
But the
that.
good news about that B-Nard is if they're not a poison type, it has a chance of missing.
Yeah, which is fine, but I'm just saying like I really didn't like how like every Pokemon got it, so I'm actually glad that Pokemon don't get it now. Like a lot of less Pokemon get it now.
What about knockoff?
Kind of the same thing cuz like moves like from a competitive standpoint, moves like that are just pretty broken. So I think if every Pokemon has access to those moves, it just kind of like over centralizes the meta. So now Pokemon that do have access to those moves become more of a commodity because they're not so widely available.
Troudon is broken with knockoff.
Yes.
Adaptability knockoff with one shot everything on your team.
I was just gonna say that thing is pretty damn scary. The like cause
Yeah, I have to face one. They almost one shot my max defense season.
wow. Yeah, no, that's Crawdon is definitely one of those Pokemon that is a force to be reckoned with on in
So,
that I've seen.
they kept the same nerf for they kept not nerf the buff. And the
Hmm.
old game's knockoff it used to be base 20, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
Now it's base as the Edo games. They brought that back from the get
65.
game. Ain't it like 70 or something like that? Or how much is
65.
it?
I think it's 65.
But it's still broken. It does double if your opponent has an item.
Yep. Yeah. No. It is broken.
And
There's.
that's Crawdon. Crawdon has adaptability. Not
Mhm.
in living if it's super affected.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the meta shapes up on this game in Wi-Fi battles for sure. I can't wait to
The
see it.
good news is they did bring back a terrains, but Pokemon have to learn it regularly or just breed it. Oh well, me I'll probably gen it.
I was gonna say
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
terrains are terrains are back, but no Pokemon can set them up like Lele and all that.
Yeah.
That's
No.
new to this game.
No Tapus for right now. Although I'm sure that when they come out, if slash when they do a DLC, they're gonna bring all them in that. I'm sure, because there's no such thing. Pokemon never met a legendary it didn't like. So
No, a
um,
lot of people don't like Lele. Like it's hard to search in.
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of all that's too many legendaries, but it is what it is. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
right now there's only like 10 Ubers or something
yeah,
like that. That's about it.
yeah. The less Ubers, the better. That's for sure. So
And getting them all like you have to go to one spot. You have to, basically when you visit Elite Four, you have to go to the resort area, and
yeah, the
in
Ramanas
Underground,
Park.
you have access to finding the item you need to get a legendary.
Yep, yeah, we already talked about that. I believe the Romanas Park, which I think is a cool
Yeah,
part of the game for sure.
I find
So
it very tedious.
it is tedious, but I do like the way they did that. I mean, I don't mind a moderate amount of grinding to get something cool. It can't just be too much grinding for basic stuff like the battle tower that I don't like. But like Romanas Park, if it's a moderate amount of grinding for some rare and cool stuff, I'm okay with that. So, um,
So that's gonna be because the video is like over an hour.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
hold
I
on, are you
think,
okay?
like I said, I think
The
that's probably a
lenders
good
that you
place to
can't
leave it.
obtain.
What's that?
The lenders that you can't obtain. What are your opinion on that?
I think it's good. Like I said, the fact that it's very true to the originals, where you can obtain everything that was obtainable in Generation 4, like everything that's 1 through 4, because it's a Generation 4 remake, obviously, it makes sense,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with it. And then, like I said, if they do a DLC that gives us some of the cool stuff from Generations
Shaman
5 through 8, I'm good
Celebi.
with it.
Shaman Celebi. I'll see us probably when the game come out, but not sooner. I
Yeah,
know.
aside from a
For
couple of them.
we get on the 28th of January, it'll be either a code or something, or you go to EV Game. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it. They might
Yeah,
have a code giving out.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see how
As
that goes.
28th of January. I saw online, and
Gotcha.
I went to DMV channel.
Gotcha.
Uh, is I can't wait to use Shaman.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shaman. I think I mentioned this before, maybe even in the last video with you actually, but I am a big fan of Shaman. I never used one competitively, so I'm definitely looking forward to the event so I can grab mine and use it competitively. So,
Uh, before we okay, we're gonna end it after this because I keep saying that, and you're pretty sure you want to get ready for bed.
yeah, I think
um,
we're in a
how
good
do you
spot.
find the battle animations? Like the animation of each move, like it does it take forever? Do you like the the new upgrade of the move set and the old one?
So as far as the battle animations go, I actually do enjoy like most of the. I think just about all the new battle animations are a lot more intricate. Like a good example of that is Flare Blitz. I think I really like the. I really like how they do that, and honestly, most of them I think are pretty cool, and I do like. So yeah, I'd have no problems with that.
I actually missed the old flip list because literally, if you saw the old animation, is actually basically you go in at the target and then there's fire flash like on the side.
Right.
But they may cause some seizures, so they probably changed that for that reason.
Possibly. Yeah.
No, because it flashed fire on the side, basically a flare blitz. It become a
Yeah.
blitz basically.
Right. Right.
So
Of course.
they may change that because the seizures.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I
The flash
guess.
and light.
Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. I mean, they've changed stuff for less, so who knows? Um, yeah, but no, there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff to look forward to, and a lot to be excited about. I think for sure, as far as this goes, as far as the new generation goes. So, but yeah,
Alright, so right there, B-Nard, if you want, we can do another one, but this is up to you. When you play the game more, and you can give us your more opinion on it, but probably won't be as long.
yeah, I mean, I think I've given my opinion pretty well. The only thing that I really couldn't give like a full opinion on is like the Wi-Fi functions, because that's the one thing on the game that I haven't really personally done too much. But based on everything I've read and seen of it, I think I've developed a relatively adequate perception of it. I think the timer's gonna suck, but it is what it is, and
Well, actually, B-Nard, I did over 100 battles already.
oh
It hasn't been
Jesus,
uploaded yet. Well, in one
full-time
day, I had to
YouTuber.
edit 76 videos.
Yeah,
I did that in like two videos and a half. I almost died. I was burnt
jeez.
out.
Yeah,
Uh,
seriously, dude.
if you saw some of my new battles, I edit them a lot.
Have you? Yeah,
I had
no.
a,
Yeah, I've watched a few of them, and yeah, no, I've noticed you've definitely taken it up a notch with your editing. So
and the quality is a lot better
yes, which is good.
because the quality of battles got a lot better because Sword and Shield was just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can end it there. Because unless you have any more things to say, Beanard.
No, I think I'm good. I'm ready to call it. So I think we pretty well covered everything. So, but yeah, so I think the overall good game definitely has a few issues, but very good game overall, and definitely looking forward to getting into the Wi-Fi battles and seeing what the future holds for potential DLC and future games. So, But yeah, that'll do it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, share the video if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new videos in the future. I'd like to thank my guest, Joey Fontaine, for showing up to discuss Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and all things Pokemon. So
So,
thank you,
uh,
Joey.
Vinod, before you close your camera,
Yes,
do you mind ask? I'm going to ask people as well,
sure,
because we both uploaded probably the same day or the day after. After, I don't know. We
sure.
could do the same day if you want. You can just plan on. I have to edit mine. Haha.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I don't need to do a lot of editing.
yeah.
Uh, what we can do is ask what people think of their opinions because we want. I don't know. I like feedback from most of my videos. I'm not sure about you. So
Yeah, definitely.
if YouTube doesn't close my chat, oh, I just have to reopen it.
Yeah.
Guys, drop your opinions and what do you think about the game as well.
Yeah, definitely. I am big on fan interaction as well. So, yes, if you guys want to leave in the comment section how you feel about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, please feel free to do so. So,
And
um,
thank you for having me, B-Nard.
no problem, buddy. You got it. It was a
Uh,
blast. Good talk.
yes.
So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.